Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you 3 affordable and easy projects I used to create this beautiful accent decor. Materials I used were macrame cord in the color brown and white, wooden dowels, a hot glue gun, a piece of cardboard, and something to write with. First, I cut the cardboard into this shape and marked where the small, middle, and large pieces will be made. Then I wrapped the piece of cardboard with tape to make it sturdier. Now it is time to begin making the pieces that will create the look of Pampas Grass. To begin, I pulled both the brown and white macrame cord and began to wrap 2 pieces of string around the cardboard. I wrapped it around about 3 or 4 times. Then I hold it off and use a piece of smaller string to tie it around in the middle. Then I take it off the piece of cardboard and cut off the excess piece of string. After that, I cut the side that was behind the cardboard and I'm left with this. I repeat this process for the small, medium, and large pieces, and here's what they look like. Now moving on to the base, I will be using 3 pieces of the wooden dowels. I start by hot gluing the 2 pieces together and I hold it together for about 10 seconds. Then I put more hot glue around it so it's more secure. And then I glue on the 3rd piece. To make sure that it was more secure, I decided to wrap the macrame cord around the wooden dowel. Days pull you up just like a daffodil, uprooted from its garden. They'll tell you what you owe, but no even so. So before I start gluing on each piece to the now covered wooden dowel, I'm gonna be unraveling them a bit to make them more fluffy so I don't have to do it afterwards. Because on the first one I made, trying to unravel them was a bit tricky while they're hot glued and some of them almost came off, so I'm gonna do them before. I ended up making 9 small ones, 9 mediums, and I left it at 6 for the large ones. Because when I was completing the other one I made, I needed a little bit more at the top and a little bit more to fill in the spaces in between, but the larger ones were good enough to create a good balance. So to comb these out, you can either use your hands and just get them like this or use a comb. I find that a bit easier, especially if you don't have like really long nails. And it goes like pretty smoothly. Sun takes its heels to taunt you, but after sunlit days, one thing stays the same, rises the moon. So I fluffed out each of the pieces and now I'm going to start hot gluing them onto the stick. And I'm going to be putting most of them on the front side, and I left 3 aside of the small and medium to put on the back side, and the large one I left 2 aside. So I'm going to be finding the middle point, and that's where I will be. So I'll just start by putting a larger piece somewhat in the middle. Just eyeing it, not using any forms of measurement. And go down the first piece, and you start with the larger pieces in the middle, and then you go up to medium and then small, and then going down this way, medium, large, medium, small. Days pull you down just like a sinking ship. It's getting harder, but tread the water, child, and know that meanwhile rises the moon. Here I'm combing it out a bit more and in a downward motion so it looks like this. Lastly, I shake it out and spray it with Got To Be Free spray, and I hang it up upside down to dry so it could keep its shape. And here's what it looked like when it's dried. Now moving on to the DIY cotton stem project. Materials I used were a piece of branch from my backyard, wooden dowels, cotton balls, pine cones, scissors, macrame cord, and a hot glue gun. I started out by gluing 2 wooden dowel pieces together and then attaching it to the base of the branch. I used the clip to hold it together while the glue dried. Then I continued on to wrap the wood dowel with the brown macrame cord. Now moving on to creating the cotton pieces, I gathered 4 cotton balls and broke off pieces of the pine cones. After that, I hot glued each cotton ball to one another to create a square shape. Then I glued the pieces of the pine cone to the cotton balls. When they finished drying, I hot glued each piece to the branch. And here's the finished look. Now onto the paper palm leaf. First I cut out a piece of paper and folded it over in half. I didn't have construction paper, so I used the leftover masking paper I had from covering my floor while painting my room.
Just honesty, even if it hurts.
I placed books down to keep the paper flat, and then I cut off any uneven sides.
I know you're just here for good fun. It's over before it's begun. So don't let me fall for a figment of my imagination.
Once that was finished, I started to cut the folded paper into a leaf shape.
Let me get to know ya, there's a kind of danger when my mind starts to wander round and around, trying to figure you out. What it be like to be, what it be like.
I ended up cutting more off the bottom and rounding out the top to give it an archway shape. Then I continued on to do the accordion pattern on the paper and continued it back and forth on both sides.
One step is 2 steps too much. Rather be much better if we stayed in touch, you and me, but it was too late. I can't make you stay, but wait. I know you're just here for good fun. It's over before it's begun. But don't let me fall for a figment of my imagination. Don't be a stranger. Let me get to know ya, there's a kind of danger when my mind starts to wander round and around, trying to figure you out. What it be like to be, what it be like to be yours, what it be.
After that, I gathered the bottom of the leaf and taped it around to stick together.
Now I can only see you in my mind. You'll be gone in the morning, goodbye. But my one final wish is tonight, just for tonight. Don't be a stranger. Let me get to know ya, there's a kind of danger.
Then I went on
to hot glue the 3 pieces of the wooden dowel and wrapped it around with the macrame cord. Lastly, I hot glued the dowel into the bottom of the leaf. And here's the finished arrangement. I hope you enjoyed these quick and easy fall room decor projects.
Like to be